since we've had the rain, the breeze have subsided quite substantially, and I'd suggest that'll enhance the Tudors' opportunities here this afternoon to take out the points over the Anakie Roos.
Well, you might be seeing on our guest video screens that we're in a unfamiliar position this afternoon because we haven't been able to get the the top up, the commentary box, so we're down at ground level. So we should be getting Ron actually might get a possession this afternoon if he's lucky, close to the boundary line. But we've got a big afternoon coming up, and well, we've got everybody here this afternoon where you won't want to do what you did yesterday afternoon because you could kill a few people.
This is the biggest commentary box of all time.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? There's about 1,000 games of football in this commentary box, and I've played about 20 of them.
Yeah, I tell you what, we're very, very fortunate, I'd suggest, Station, to have such knowledgeable and veterans of the greatest game of the world.
Well, our independent special comments man this afternoon is the president of the Thompson Football Club. Unfortunately, the Tommy Tigers beaten in the last few minutes yesterday against Werribee Centrals. But a few of the boys had a big night last night. Mitch, were you one of them? John Mitchell, good afternoon.
How are you, Jace? No, we just took it fairly quietly, but...
I saw Andrew Atchison this morning and he said he got home at 7:30.
Well, at least he got home.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
That's one thing, isn't it?
What do you think this afternoon, mate?
I think that West probably would start favourites, but if Anakie can control the air, if the wind stops, I think it gives Anakie a fair shot at it. Having Daryl Bissett on the ground, I think, is a huge bonus for Anakie and detrimental to West's chances. But I think West, just with their running players and the two Scotts and Ian Alley and those type of players, the conditions will probably suit them. But one can't write Anakie off. They've been a powerhouse in the league for a long time, and they've got a lot of good footballers. And when you've got people the calibre of Bissett, or the two Bissets and people like that, you can't ever sell them short, and I think they'll put up a good account for themselves.
Okay, thanks, John. Also in the box this afternoon, not playing, but unfortunately for Anakie, because he did make a bit of a comeback there midway through the season, but unfortunately out with a calf muscle injury. But his mate's back. Daryl Bissett's in the side. Paul Welsh, good afternoon, and that obviously is going to be a fillip for Anakie this afternoon.
Yes, well, I think the boys would have jumped when they seen Daryl with his gear and out there stripped. He'll give a good account of himself, as he always does, and the boys will lift around him. And if, as Mitch said, if Anakie can get first use of the ball out of the centre and go to their big targets, get the ball to the target and take over in the air, I think Anakie can win the game, but they've got to shut down the runners. As we know, West have got very good runners at ground level. As Mitch mentioned, the Ian Alley boys, the Scott boys are very good runners. But if Anakie can control the air, play their game, I think you'll see the Roo boys get home.
Oh, geez, you've got the jumper back on. Look, he's picking West all weekend. All of a sudden, he sees Hoop back out there, and he's picking the Roo boys. Well, he's sticking with them. And sitting up the back, you might be able to see, he's got the Lara top on. You'll be getting that off soon, Barry. I tell you, it's a GFL club. Barry Walker up the back, as always, joins us at finals time. And, Barry, you've got a bit of a soft spot for the West boys. So, you think the Cheetahs this afternoon?
Well, thanks for the welcome, Jace. But no, this is new to me here, Anakie West this year. I haven't seen many GDFL games. A few Werribee Centrals when I was through working up there. But no, it'll be very interesting this afternoon. I think with this wind, if Anakie, as they say, can get the ball out of the centre, kick it long, I think West might struggle a little bit. As long as West don't get sucked into the little kicking game, I think it could be an interesting afternoon. But I'm glad to see two of my mates out there in the middle, both in white.
Yes, Mark Nolan and David Rhodes are in the middle, the central umpires this afternoon, experienced umpires, and we'll leave it at that for now.
Free kick count yesterday, 5-1.
5-1, the free kick count yesterday for the whole day, Mitch.
All day, 5-1.
There they are, Mark Nolan and David Rhodes in the middle, Andrew Stapleton and John Dutton on the boundary, and Steve Phillips and Steve McDonald in the goals this afternoon, the men in white. So everybody in the box going for West except Welshie. Is that right, Barry? You're sticking with West?
No, I'm independent. I couldn't say. I haven't seen the sides this year, so I've got to be fair.
Yeah,
I'll listen to it. I am. I'm sitting right on the fence.
As we all are this afternoon. So umpire Rhodes is just waiting for everybody to get into position. I saw Andrew Williams come off the ground for the Cheetahs. He'll be starting on the bench. And Marty Edwards, Welshie, a good backup for Justin Tate in the middle as a ruckman.
Yes, Marty's come along in leaps and bounds this year. He's only a young fellow. He's only 20, Marty, and he's getting better with each game. And I think with Tatey, they've got to give Tatey a rest because he runs himself into the ground. I think you'll see Marty come on probably at about the 25-minute mark of the quarter for 5 minutes.
Okay, start of the first term, 1997 elimination final day at St Albans Reserve. It's Geelong West Cricket and Footy Club against Anakie. Tate and Ladder to do the ruck work. Tate gets up early, gets the ball down. No, play for a free kick, didn't get it. The coach of Anakie, Jenkins there. Quick kick out of the middle by Ian Alley. Goes to his brother, ESP. And Marty's taken it at centre half forward for the Cheetahs.
Interesting. Not one of West's big guns started in the centre.
Ianelli goes towards full forward and taking a mark. No, it's not. It was Williams who is on the ground. Handball out from Harris. Chopped off quickly by Friday. Just threw it out. West in attack with the breeze in this first term. Anakie work hard. Jenkins, the coach. He gets a trip. No free kick. Oh, Friday went in with a foot. Couldn't get it out. Pack develops. About 25 metres out from the Cheetahs goal. And the breeze, boys, 2 or 3 goals. You'd think it's died down a little bit since about midday.
Yeah, but no more than that, Chase. No more than that at all.
And the Cheetahs kicking with that advantage of the first term. Umpire bounces the ball. Yesterday they threw the ball up, and bouncing it today, Scott pushed it out, only to the advantage of Friday. That's Shane. He pushes it back to the coach, Jenkins, to clear the play and go to the outer side. Kick smothered, though, well by Rathje. It's still in the attacking zone for the Cheetahs. Costello gets it over the top towards Glenn Menzies. Darren Friday, who's had an outstanding season for the Roos, tries to tap it forward. Rathje, he's wrapped up. Gets the ball away. Ladder wants to turn onto his left boot. Short little kick, good vision. Wigmore's taken it. Plays on quickly. First goal of the game, is it? Yes, it is. Brett Wigmore. Straight through the middle. The Cheetahs on the board through Brett Wigmore.
2-minute mark, gentlemen, of the first quarter. The first blood to the Cheetahs.
Very interesting there. Ladder could have blazed away with the wind behind him, but I thought intelligent football got it across to the corridor and allowed Wigmore to take the mark and run in and kick an easy goal.
So 1 straight goal, 6 points to Long West Cricket and Footy Club. Anakie yet to score. LBW Chartered Accountants first quarter scoreboard.
Glenn Menzies attacked the ball well then, Jace. Looks like he's in for a good day. They tell me he was best on the ground in the super box down at Canini Park yesterday.
just priming himself, was he? Well, he's got the assignment on Andrew Harris this afternoon. Good to see. Good to see Glenn. And Scott Simons also there had a very good season for the Roos. He's starting at centre half back. And on the unfamiliar Marty Ianelli there. Tate goes up, gets it down. His opposite number, Laddett, on hands and knees, tries to get it towards Marty Ianelli. Handball over the top, Tate. Good tap on. Williams couldn't get there though. Coming through Gavin, got his head ripped off. And we'll take the free kick in the middle, Phil Gavin for the Roos.
Good commitment for the footy, Gavin. Goes out wide, out of sight. Chips over the coach there now, and Jenkins has a bounce. Steadies from the half forward. A shocking kick. A real worm burner it was. Now, hands and knees. The pack of players forward, centre half forward. Cowie, held with added by Belair. Plays it allowed to continue. Bissett, left foot chip. Was okay. Chipping in, taking a great grab. Another one-hander is that man, Cowie.
Cowie goes towards centre half back, looking for Wigmore, chopped off by Williams. And takes a good mark under pressure from Wigmore at centre half forward. Pretty congested forward line for the Roos. Scotty Simon wants the handball. Williams, though, wants to go long. He goes now towards the pocket looking for Corey Bissett. Against him, Neil. Oh, spoiled by his own man there. Daryl Bissett and Scott Cowie on the boundary line. Gets it back there from Bissett. Around the corner, the West go towards half back. Oh, Jenkins drops a chest mark. Craig right next to him. Jenkins has got it again. Handball chopped off by Wigmore. Now it's out of bounds. And will be a boundary thrown at half forward on the outer side with the Roos attacking.
I think Andy Williams dropping that chest mark in the goal square early stages of the kicking. The blustering conditions obviously playing tricks with the boys' judgments.
Yeah, it certainly is, Ron. I think, too, though, that side of the ground, I think you can't kick goals from that side of the ground. We trained here Tuesday night, and the St Albans bloke, the mail was from the St Albans people, you've got to get it to the grandstand side, both sides, if you want to score. And unfortunately for Anakie, they're going the wrong way.
Jeff Belair's has got the ball at half forward, plays on now, goes long. Neil's up there, a couple of West players, Scott, over the back also Cowie, ripped off the footy, kick off the ground. It's across the face of goal, and I think that might have been Camerotto.
Yep, the banana boy.
So Paul Camerotto puts the first score on the board for the Roos. They're one behind, and the Cheetahs 1 straight goal, 6 points. LBW Chartered Accounts first quarter scoreboard, kicking by Cowie. So a big job this afternoon on Corey Bissett. 2 of the biggest men in GDFL footy. He goes to the outer side looking for Wigmore. Off his hands, Jenkins over the back, who's seen plenty of the ball once again. We saw him last week against Eastern Suburbs have a fantastic game here in Williams. It's still in, and he's still got it. And he gets around a couple, then gets a high tackle, no free kick. Comes to Tate. He goes back towards Moore. He stands and goes towards half forward. A couple of Cheetahs spoil themselves. Does he take the mark? Yes, he does. Good mark, and it looks like it might be the coach of the Cheetahs, Stewie Scott.
Yep, Stewie Scott, twanger. Lovely low trajectory kick, but it was too low in fact, because chipping in, taking a timely mark is that man Menzies. Is it
Tate?
It is, sorry. The long sleeve jersey on today. Tate's kick though, into the Bruce, drop short, but that was smart thinking, Rodney. Rocket Williams, he takes the footy at half forward, kicks up long, up to the pack of players. No one can get the mark. Was Cowie held? No, said the umpire. Kick off the carpet. Again, quick thinking from the forwards. That was Corey Bissett, I think you'll find. But couldn't find the big sticks, and again, another behind.
So Anakie, 2 straight behinds, and Geelong West Cricket and Football Club 1 straight goal, 6 points. Kick in by Cowie is okay, and short to Craig. It's all right. At centre half back, wants to play on quickly and go wide towards Marty Ianelli. In fact, it's Frank Ianelli. He takes the mark. He's got Wigmore and also Rathje further afield. He finds Rathje. Marks on the chest on centre wing. Plays on quickly. Want to move it quickly into this breeze. Moore coming across. No talk. Could have marked. Tried to thump it away. Williams is there. All the time in the world. Handball to Simons. Good at half back. He goes off one step with a left boot, but there's nobody there for the Cheetahs. And taking the mark, Sam Lucchino. At half-back, trips as he plays on. It's play on now, Gavin. Handball's okay to Rathje. He turns around, has a look, and then goes with his left boot towards centre-half forward. Porky again. Oh, the experience of Dave Walmsley's okay. And umpire Nolan's his best mate. He'll be on his Christmas card list now. Takes the mark in front of Frank Ianelli at half-back.
Anticipation.
Might have wanted to hold it for just a little bit longer. Get the jumper off too, Welshie. You're not playing for Anakie today. It's okay. Comes in the middle. Oh, Jeff Belair's wrapped up. Rathje still in there, fighting hard against Darren Friday. Still at centre half forward. Gavin just tries to tap it out towards Camerotto. Off a standing start. His kick's partly smothered by Nick Lucchino. Out towards Stewie Scott on the wing. Can he take the mark? No, he can't. He traps it. Has he got support? Well, he did have a bit wider, his brother Russell, but Chris Moore chopped it off and gave it a Tate. He goes long towards centre half forward. In fact, the half forward flank. Good mark. And, well, that's not play on. It is now from Harvey. He goes around the corner, and Cowie, well, I thought it was touched off the boot, but obviously Corey Bissett thought that as well. He tackled Cowie pretty strongly there, but Scotty Cowie in the back pocket's taking it for the Cheetahs.
Well, Cowie goes out wide now to the member side, the attacking side of St Albans Reserve, and finds the captain coach, Stuart Scott. Twanger kicks up, looking for Rathje. Held Friday, no free kick. Belair's was good at ground level, got it to Walmsley, who steadies and goes long there to the pocket. Bissett in front there of, that looks like Cowie. Back of the pack there was Stewie Scott, dispossessed of the ball. Loose ball spills to where Harvey has a flying
good
shot
kick
at
at it.
goal. And I think you'll find, though, he was dragged out of bounds as he kicked. Boundary umpire has the last laugh. He's got possession at left half forward, about 45 metres from the Anakie goal.
I think Jeff Belair's took a bit of action against one of the West players after being dumped here on the wing.
Yeah, I think him and Russell Scott are not best friends at the moment, but it comes out towards the boundary line again. Stewie Scott sees it over for another boundary throw-in, about 35-40 metres around from the Anakie goal. Kicking against a breeze which is sort of swirling a little bit, going across the ground now, but still favouring the right of screen or the Breakwater Road end of St Albans Reserve. A couple of goals in it. Camerotto at the front of the pack, good roving. It's over the back now, Harvey. Through the middle, and now Harvey's still got it. Handball out to Darren Friday, who stood at the back of the pack. Now he lines up on his right boot, and I think he might have missed. In fact, he might have missed everything, and he has done so. It's going to be a boundary throw-in right next to the behind post.
They're going all right, Anakie. They've got, their finger on the pulse here. They're controlling this game a little bit.
Endeavour to ridicule the football, LaRuse.
They seem to be getting guys around the fall of the ball at the moment.
Very good.
Which the Cheetahs just haven't got at this stage, in the early stage of this first term. Stewie Scott comes from behind the pack. Big thump towards Frank Ianelli on the boundary line. And Ianelli just pushes it over again. And it's going to be another boundary throw in.
I think the coach of Anakie, Jenkins, playing behind a kick behind us, marshalling the troops across half back here too, or the half forward line.
The wind's dropped off a fair bit too. I don't think it's as big a factor as what it was early in the piece.
So boundary throwing, Camerotto in front, ladder over his shoulder. Banana turns around on the left boot. That's a fair kick from the pack. Cowie's there. Also Bissett coming through and push through for one behind to the Anakie side. So 3 behinds to them. Geelong West Cricket and Footy Club, 1 straight goal, 6 points. LBW Chartered Accountants, first quarter scoreboard. Well, she'd be pretty happy with the way the Roos have started.
Yes, they're taking the ball very well, and as Mitch said, they're getting the blokes to the fall of the ball, and that's the way they've got to play today.
Cowie kicks in, finds Sam Lucchino at half-back, grandstand side. He moves further afield, looking for and finding his cousin Nick. He goes towards the wing, Rathje, and slipping over at the crucial stage there was Shane Friday. and allowed Rathje to take the uncontested mark on centre wing. Goes long towards centre half forward, looking for Russell Scott. The bigger Chris Moore couldn't take the mark though, may have lost it in the sun. Now he's got to get back on towards Russell. He taps it back to the advantage of Alan Craig. Bit of time for Scragger to get on the left foot, but Darren Friday's run him down. Well, he gets away. He's about 55 out, goes towards the full forward position. Andrew Williams gets around on right, then left, gets it back towards Scott. Vision back towards Marty Ianelli. Traps it beautifully, Marty. Turns on the left foot. Doesn't get a very good kick away, though. Williams is still there. So's Harris. Good pressure from the Anakie back line. They may see it over the boundary line. And, in fact, they have done so now.
Well, Mick had a late start to the season and played the last
extremely late.
8 games, played in the seconds and played about the last 4 in the seniors, I think.
Welcome return.
Very welcome.
Jeff Belair's at the back of the pack, has got it and runs away towards centre half back. Ladder stands there. Oh, coming across it there was Rosavar, that's right, at number 28. He couldn't pick it up though. Darren Friday shepherds for the bigger Tate, and he's got it at half back. Turns around on that familiar left boot. Goes in towards the middle. Jeff Belair's doesn't sit for him though. Wigmore. Handball over the top's okay to Scott. And then he's onto his left boot. Goes towards Beekman's. Good kick and good vision. So Beekman's back in towards Ianelli. He takes the mark. That's Frank in front of Scotty Simon at centre half forward. Wants to get it on quickly. The lead's on from his brother, and Marty's taken it. He'll be kicking from outside 50 now. Jenkins stands the mark. He wants to move it on quickly. He goes. He wanted to get around Jenkins. Oh, Darryl. He slipped over, Marty.
I think it was just a reflex section. I don't think there was anything in it. Yeah. No, nothing in it.
It didn't look good, that's all, yeah.
No, nothing in it.
Certain goal, though.
Certain goal.
Yeah. Anakie, you've just got to watch the two Scots. They get out very wide and run wide on their own. They, they remind me very much of sheepdogs, but they're very good players. Very good players.
This ground suits them.
It suits them. Yeah. I use that term in the nicest way. It suits them, and they get out wide, like they, scout the packs and get on their own.
That's why they had to put a fence up, Mitch, to keep them in.
That's right. I think you might be right, Welshie.
so Marty Ianelli kicks the Cheetahs' second goal. 2 straight goal, 12 points. The Cheetahs, Anakie 3 behinds on the LBW Charter Accountants first quarter scoreboard.
Time check, gentlemen. 13 and a half minutes gone in the first quarter. Pennyburn Sporting Trophies bring us the time clock here for the GDFL elimination final at St Albans this afternoon. And as you've just heard on FM at 94.9, 9 points the margin. Geelong West Cricket and Footy Club enjoying that lead.
So back to the centre. Umpire Rhodes has the footy. Tate and Ladder. They should have a big tussle this afternoon. Good bounce too by Umpire Rhodes. Tate goes up high. Wigmore can't trap it. Coming off the half forward flank, Gavin. Handball back to the big man, Tate. And he'll go. Good vision too. He put it out towards half forward. He was going to go long, and then he elected to go towards Gillett, who comes across from centre half forward. On his left boot, looking for Bissett. Cowie's right next to him. And Cowie runs away from him. Picks the ball up. Wants to go wide towards Russell Scott and finds him.
What great
oh!
How did he get up there? Now, Scotty's played on foolishly, but he's had some help there from Lucino.
I don't think he took the mark, did he?
Dropped the mark.
He didn't take the mark.
Okay, well, I couldn't see it.
Yeah, I can see either.
Yeah, he dropped it.
He sort of had it before he
had it spent.
Thank you. It's Sunday. It's Sunday, thanks.
Sunday morning, I know it's actually afternoon. But don't worry about that because the ball now is on centre wing. Member side of the ground. Now, Chris Moore is in there. Caught one there from, that was Russell Scott.
Back.
There's been a whistle on play from umpire Rhodes, and I think you'll find there's been a free kick. Justin Ladder, who has come of age in 97.
One of my boys, Justin, from ex-Newcombe.
Good boy, left footer. This time the kick dropped short, strangely enough. Chris Moore, A for effort. And Dad will be very happy there in Greg because he's taken a great mark in between half-back and centre of the St Albans reserve here.
And won the reserves best and fairest last week for Anakie too, Welshie.
Yes, won it very convincingly and had a very good year.
Yep, has played the last few games in the ones. He gets the ball to Gillett at centre half forward. Now Hottie. He's got the short locks going these days. Gives him a bit more velocity. Goes towards Corey Bissett and also Cowie. Good punch away. Fantastic roving though by the Banana. Camarotto has roved the pack beautifully at the front and put through Anakie's first goal of this match. And they go to 1-3-9. Geelong West Cricket and Footy Club, 2 straight goals, 12 points, LBW Charter Accountants. First quarter scoreboard. And I must have thought you were playing Welshie because I've actually marked it down at number 8 here and not number 7.
Yeah, and Paul,
Well, I'll take that.
To defend my selection of Geelong West, you're the main reason, mate, because the number 8 jumper is left today. Totally disappointed, and I won't say any more. And
Don't suck up.
I'm glad I'm sitting a bit further than arm's length away from him.
I don't know. I reckon that arm could probably reach across there, Ronnie, if I move back a little bit. From the centre again, Tate, fantastic work to Williams. And Tate and Ladder just exchanging phone numbers for later this evening. Goes up towards centre half forward. Good roving Jeff Belair's. He gets it towards Corey Bissett again and Cowie. Oh, foot race here between Stall Gift runners. Look at him, Cowie and Harvey coming across to make sure he sees it over the boundary line. And does so now.
Yes.
I reckon you've been a bit hard on Scotty Cowie. I reckon he's playing a great game.
Yeah.
I didn't say he wasn't. I'm just saying they're still gift runners.
About being slow. He's not. I reckon he just keeps going at the same pace all day. He's a real draft horse, a great competitor for the Cheetahs.
Oh, jeez.
Say it again, I'll knock you out.
Sorry, President of the Scott Cowie fan club, Ron Brain. Kick out of the
Corey
pack.
Bissett over his shoulder.
Now that goal there has resulted directly from from Harvey's attack on Cowie. Harvey was sensational there in that passage of play before. Cowie had a clear run at the ball, and Harvey, who's half his size, has run across and really put a lot of pressure on him and forced the ball out of bounds. And that goal is a result of that. That's a terrific piece of play from that young fellow. He's very good.
Young Elias has only been playing the game for 3 years.
Yeah.
He took it up at a very late age, and he's getting better and better. And he's only another young bloke, 19 and 20. But Anakie are playing the game that we said that West had played. They're getting to the fall of the ball. The goal before from Camerotto resulted in him being at the fall of the ball and roving, which we thought West would do. So if Anakie stick with this, I think you'll see a whitewash.
Tate's been exceptional in the centre of the ground. He's been terrific, and he's
very
won
good
every
lead, Tatey.
knockout. Been great.
He got another one there to Gavin, who got it out towards Jenkins. Got around Rosavar and got it towards Phil Gavin again. He tried to push it on. Stewie Scott back to Jenkins. Handball towards centre half forward. Williams, good tackle too. They keep the pressure on. Gillett's handball towards Belair's. Look at that. Fantastic play from the experienced Belair's. Got it out wide to Darren Friday. He's outside 50, just measures a pass to the heaper. And Daryl Bissett takes the mark. He wants to play on quickly and get it moving. He's in the wrong pocket, so he goes short towards Gillett. Good mark. And the big three have started this match extremely well.
See, West are going to interchange their ruckman off the bench. Savanka to come on now, and Justin Ladder to come off for a rest.
Yep.
So we're halfway through the quarter, are we? Thereabouts?
Gentlemen, it's 18 minutes gone, yes.
I don't know whether it'd have much about getting a rest, Welsh. I think he's been chopped up by the big bloke from Anakie. I don't know whether it's because he wants a rest.
Yeah.
I quite agree. I think Tate in the centre and Williams in the centre are the two players that are getting Anakie going. And Gillett at centre half forward, kicking into the breeze. His kicks are travelling 50 metres. You know, he's really giving them an advantage there.
That behind was his. It's 2-4, playing 2 straight goals. Anakie in front by 4 points. Kicking by Cowie. Went to Williams. He took a couple of bounces, went to half back, then goes wide towards Savanka just on the ground. He goes up. Can't get a hand to it. Both Scotts and Ian Ellie there. That's Marty. Good tackle too. But a little kick away was good by Scotty Simon. Darren Friday just tries to keep it in front of him. Soccer style over the top. Scott. And the boundary line beckons. And it's out of bounds now for a throw in between wing and half forward. 2-4-16 Anakie. Geelong West, 2 straight goals, 12 points. LBW Charlie Accountants, first quarter scoreboard.
We should have a look at the surface of this ground closely at quarter time because a number of players are losing their footing, aren't they?
Yeah, it's fairly rough. It looks good from here, but you walk the ground. It's fairly rough. I really think there's a lot better grounds in the GDFL than what there are here today.
Oh, good mark.
Well, Bissett's taken a great
What's he
grab
done?
for the big
Camerotto.
fella, wastes no time. Camerotto loosened the pocket. Bends the
Oh!
corner around. From the pocket. The dead pocket as well. Yes, thank you very much. The banana slots through his second.
Well, it's that teaming again, Jenkins, and also Daryl Bissett. They're doing well across half forward and also in the midfield, aren't they, Paul?
Yes, well, Darryl's strength there. He said if they can kick it to his right-hand side and he keep his crook hand out of the way, he'll do well. And one-on-one, Jules, there's not a bloke around that'll beat Darryl once he gets his body there. I think you've got to run half a kilometre to get round him anyway.
Good
That was Paul Welch,
Good play
There we go,
by Jenkins too. He's patrolling the corridor, a kick behind the game, and if they can get the ball across to him, he's in the open.
3-4, playing 2 straight goals, 10 points of difference. The Anakie Roos in front, in the middle. And neither team can get it out just yet. Now Scotty Simon can. Gets around Rosavar easily. Goes with the left boot. Long towards Camerotto. Cowie comes out. Backs himself as always and kicks on the run. Blair's gave him a bit of a shove as he went. So the kick goes towards Ratchie now. Falls over at the crucial stage. Shane Friday. Kick out towards half forward. And we'll see it over the boundary line for a throw in.
With them slipping over, it just seems to be this area here on the wing. It
Yeah.
seems to be a bit loose.
It's fairly
underfoot.
rough, Paul, across through here. If you walk the ground is fairly rough. You know, they haven't had much water on it early in the year, and there's a lot of bare patches on it.
Savanka gets a knockdown Friday. He got a second knockdown close to the boundary line again. Phil Gavin up the race with a footy and out of bounds.
Well, the Nelly brothers resting on the forward line. West are really struggling around the backs, aren't they?
They are. They certainly are. Anakie's physical presence is noticeable. You know, they're putting their bodies in, and it's a fairly noticeable presence at the moment. If they can keep that up all day, they're going to go fairly well, I think. Although I've tipped West Geelong.
Camerotto out of the
Big thump.
ruck contest. Big thump with the left hand. Tapped on again by Belair's. Coming out Cowie and Corey Bissett. This time Corey, he grabs it. Sam Lucchino back there. Overruns it where there was Phil Gavin. Neil
Cool.
wrapped up. Umpire says it's mine. That's umpire Nolan.
Great tackle.
And the tackling's been pretty good from both sides in this first term. Especially Anakie, as Mitch said. The physical presence is there. Umpire Nolan to bounce the ball. Camerotto got his left hand to it again. Cowie, his kick short, no 10 metres, play on the call. It spills free. A couple of Anakie players there. Belair's is one. Camerotto overruns it again. In fact, it was Gillett, and he's got it now. Handball to Tate, wants to get back on that left foot. Goes long towards goal, and up, big thump away. I think that might have been Savanka.
Tate hasn't got a right foot. He had Williams on the inside, and the other player there in number 44, Walmsley. He could have shot it across too. They were loose.
I think Tate will tell you that he hasn't got a right foot.
Williams told him that he didn't have one just then, just quietly.
Well, that was Camerotto out of the pack. Swung around, tried to get it towards goal, and Guthrie will see it over in the right forward pocket for the Roos.
22 and a half minutes gone of this first quarter, gentlemen. Bannockburn Sporting Trophies time clock. Ball right forward pocket. Ground level, Neil smothered. The ball was well smothered off his boot. Ricochets to Cowie, who's been busy. High ball at Harris, who's been quiet. Caught one a little high. A for effort though, Andrew Harris.
Good player, this bloke. Very good player.
Centre half back now for the Cheetahs. Looks there to Russell Scott. Could have been infringed with there. Scotty Simon made no attempt for the football. Umpire picked it up. And Russell Scott gets a free kick now in between half court and centre wing.
He goes long towards his brother Stewie in front against Simon. Oh, Scotty's given away 2 free kicks. But that one was a little bit doubtful. Stewie's got it at half forward. Denning gives him the lead. He puts it up for him. The Sun, a little bit of a worry there for him and Costello. Over the back, Williams. Oh, look at that. Dodges around all the time in the world. Rocket goes towards Jeff Belair's. He gives it back to Williams. And Vision out wide towards Darren Friday. Fantastic. Can it sit for him? No, it can't at this early stage. Lucchino across there. That's Sam. His little tap on towards Craig was chopped off by Gavin.
And it should be 50.
And he got a trip, Philly Gavin.
Yeah, it should be 50 metres if the umpires are right onto it.
No, if it's accidental, it's not 50 metres. It's got to be an intentional trip to be a 50-metre penalty.
What was that?
Umpire John Mitchell, thank you. Goes in wide,
kick.
goes in back to the centre. Oh, Rathje, Tatey, be careful there. Rathje's taking the mark. He's got the coach out wide, and he gets him. Stewie, he can run on if he wants. He's got support from Frank Gianelli, but he sits back now. He goes over the top to Frank, so he drew Friday. Now he wants to go, and he does so. Goes close to the boundary line, looking for Williams. He goes up with one hand. Chris Moore and Russell Scott close to the boundary line, and Scott sees it over.
Just questioning Gianelli's disposal. When you kicked it to the corridor,
You would have thought you would have, Ron, but that's West go. They're a chip and charge side, so sometimes it might get them into trouble on the big ground.
And boundary throw in. Harris in front of Menzies. Over the backs. Stewie Scott just tries to tap it onto the advantage of Frank Gianelli. Goes towards Williams. Little tap onto Marty's fantastic kick for goal out of bounds on the full. And we saw Scragger Craig come off, being replaced by Gavin Ingwerson. So a little bit more run.
Either.
Not too happy. Well, you're never happy when you get dragged, are you?
He's been playing pretty consistent footy for the Cheetahs the last few weeks as well.
He's been all right today. He must have done something wrong because he did point out to the coach that others have been doing whatever he'd been dragged for.
Yeah, half a dozen others.
Yeah, half a
Yeah, he did say half a dozen, Paul. Yes, he did.
So it's going to be a free kick to Anakie in the right back pocket.
Scotty's flexing his right wrist and hand there. I don't know whether he's copped one on it or...
Well, we're waiting for the ball to come back from Buckley's, obviously, because it's gone over the road.
The car park at Buckley's.
Margin 10 points. Anakie's advantage. Getting into the breeze here at this elimination final laps at Albans. And we've been travelling, fellas, 26 minutes off this first quarter. And a terrific
Jenkins has it in the last line defence for Anakie. Goes wide, looking for Friday. Up there also Williams at the back. Not paid the mark. Rathje just tries to tap it on in front. And big pack developing there close to the boundary line. Gets it back, kick high towards the goals.
Ooh.
And, it's hit the top of the post. A good kick around the corner there by Jason Rathje.
Just goes to show what you can do with the wind, because he was right in that pocket there, kicked it up to the front of the goal, and the wind carried it nearly through for a goal. So if you attack the ground properly, there's no doubt you can kick goals, fairly easily.
Kick in by Jenkins is okay, finds Walmsley. He goes back to the coach and plays on quickly from half back. He'll get a game next week, hopefully, for the Roos. He goes into board towards Tate. Good tap on to Tatey. He didn't try and mark it, just tried to tap it on. Sam Lacino's there, kicks it across the ground towards Neil, holds up for him nicely, and he takes the mark in front of Camerotto inside the centre square. He's got a couple inboard, Savanka and also Wigmore. Wigmore can play on now. And he's got Rathje at centre half forward. He goes further afield towards Denning. Costello over the back. That's where they need some runners. At the back of the packs like that. Williams, handball over the top towards Guthrie. Kick partly smothered. Off the ground, Shane Friday for the safety of the boundary line. And it's out of bounds, about 20 metres around from the Cheetahs' goal.
A few of the West players panicking a little bit in situations that don't require it.
Yeah, I think at times there are a few of their players just missing their target. I don't think it's just panicking. I think the wind and the blustery conditions, they're just missing their target at the crucial moment.
Williams is a real goal stake. That's the second time he's fed off the ball when he could have kicked it himself.
Simon gets it down front. Here we go. Marty Iannelli turns around on a 5-cent piece and misses to the left side.
5-cent piece.
4-1 behind. You like that?
Threepenny bit. Mine and Mitch Day.
I'm not as old as you, Welshie. Not as old as you.
5-cent piece. Yeah, I was wondering what he was talking about.
Sorry, boys. I haven't got any grey hair. You haven't got any hair.
I've got any hair. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Welshie, you haven't got any hair either.
It's a help on a windy day.
Yeah, I know.
Get in your eyes.
Shocking. 2-2. The Cheetahs. The Roos 3-4. It's 8 points of difference. Kick in. Out wide to the outer side of St Albans Reserve. Pack develops with the ball, comes out, the umpire lets it go. Stewie Scott, left foot kick around the corner, high. Denning, Costello, Walmsley stands his ground, can't take the mark. He's got support from Costello, pushed off the footy. Good little tap back to Jenkins. Rides one tackle, then rides another. Gets up, look at him, the coach. Goes through to centre half back, but there's nobody there for Anakie, and Wigmore takes the mark.
Wigmore now breaks clear at half forward. He's going to kick the footy long, and that's exactly what he's done. Up there, back of the pack, Williams. Lovely footy. And Williams kicks his first. Great football, Brentwood Wigmore, who is controlling the outer side wing for the Cheetahs here in this first quarter.
And they've brought the score back, 3-2-20 Geelong West. Anakie 3-4-22 LBW Charlie Accountants first quarter scoreboard. But boys, I would think that Anakie would be pretty happy with the first term the way it's gone at the moment.
Yeah, I think they would, Jace, at the minute. But I don't think it's as hard to score goals, down the Thompson end as what it was yesterday. I think the wind's dropped and it's sort of blowing across the ground, not up and down the ground like it has been. So I think goals can be scored each end. And, Anakie have really got to stick to their task because West will continue to run all day.
Tate goes up with Savanka. He gets it down, but Williams chops it off. He tried to get a handball to Darren Friday. Then it came back to him. A little kick off the ground. He and Stewie Scott go at it on the outer side centre wing. Scott loses his feet. Williams keeps his, but can't keep the footy in. And it's out of bounds on centre wing on the outer side for a boundary throw in. It's 3-2 playing 3-4, so just 2 points the difference.
I think really Anakie need to be in control of the game, at least up until three-quarter time, because I think their hit out last week with Eastern Suburbs, big round today will take its toll. Well, advantage paid there for a free kick from to Marty Iannelli. Kick in towards Ken Denning, takes a good mark on his chest diving in front of Costello.
Two runners down here, look.
He's got Frank Iannelli, found him, and he will be kicking from about 50 metres out. Just a little bit of a tricky breeze today with it sort of swirling and going across the ground a little bit as well. So he'll have to aim probably just outside the right-hand goal post as he comes in. He goes out there and please replace all divots. And it's punched through for one behind to the Cheetahs. And kicked it like a 9-iron then.
One of yours, Jason.
Yeah, one of mine. Oh, yeah. I wish I could play golf as good as that, I'll tell you. 3-3-21 Geelong West, Anakie 3-4-22. It's a point the difference on the LBW Charlie Accountants. First quarter scoreboard, 29.5 minutes gone on the Bannockburn Sporting Trophies time clock.
Ponytailed fullback for the Roos. Vinny Costello goes out wide, looks there for Williams. He couldn't take the footy at ground level. I think you'll find it was held without the ball. Most said umpire. It was Belair's. Tap forward, good work Anakie now. Opportunity for, that was Guthrie. Caught one a little high. Now coming out was Ken Denny. Couldn't control it. And in actual fact, yes, it was Ken Denny in the long sleeve jersey this afternoon. And it's off his hands and out of bounds. Left forward pocket, about 25 metres from the Cheetahs' goal. Good work there from Menzies, but always hit it down the throat of, it looks like Frankie Anakie. Gets around, steadies, high ball into the pocket. Gee, did it pull up. Coming over the top, crashing into the pack was Costello. Good desperate footy. No free kick, gentlemen.
No free kick.
Allowed to play on, and the ball ricochets over the line out of bounds.
I think Mark Nolan's put the whistle away. He's given 2 free kicks for the quarter.
Boundary throw in, punched away towards Marty and towards Frankie Anakie.
Ball,
Tries to ride the
ball.
tackle holding the ball. Yes,
Yes.
good decision. He ducked his head and Scotty Simon came over the top.
Right.
It's not going to make much difference because it's quarter time. And at quarter time, Anakie hold a 1-point lead, 3-4-22. They lead Geelong West 3-3-21. The goal kickers at quarter time, Paul Camarado's kicked 2 for Anakie and Corey Bissett has kicked 1. And Geelong West Cricket and Football Club, Marty Anakie and Brett Wigmore. And actually, I think I've missed the other one. Who was the other one? Andy Williams, that's right. It is Andrew Williams has kicked the other goal for Geelong West Cricket and Footy Club. So it's point the difference. We've sent our roving reporters out. We've got Paul Welsh going to Anakie and Barry Walker going to Geelong West Cricket and Footy Club. Mitch, just sum up some better players in the play in that first quarter for us.
Well, for Anakie, I thought Gillett was good. I thought the coach was good. I thought Tate was probably their best player. And I thought Belair's was fairly handy around the packs. I thought he'd done a very good job. And for, I think Anakie for West, Frank and Marty have both been serviceable. Justin Latter, only for the first half, I thought he was getting chopped up by Tate, but at least his endeavour was good, but he's been taken off. And the Scott, the coach, he's starting to get a fair bit of the footy, Stuart Scott, so they've just got to be aware of him. But other than that, you know, it's just been a bit of a backwards and forwards type game. I thought Anakie's pressure in the first 20 minutes of that quarter was exceptional, and I think they just released their hold on the game a little bit towards the end. I think they let West run a little bit further and run a little bit freer without that physical pressure, and they've got back in at West. They struggled for the first 20 minutes of the quarter, but they're right back in it, and their runners are starting to get a little bit on top.
Well, they trail by a point at quarter time. It's 3-4 Anakie, Geelong West 3-3 in the elimination final for 1997. Back with all the second quarter action after this on 94.